Atlanta United Fan TV, I think, we're ecstatic that we got a away goal at Yankee Stadium, coming back with 3 points. Fantastic, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a golden result we wanted. I was going in with a thought that we might, as long as we got the away goal, we'll be okay. And the moment we scored, you knew what was going to happen after it. And I'm glad that the boys could dug in and get the result. We haven't seen a performance like that in a very long time, so it was good to see.
There was definitely a narrative against Atlanta and Atlanta sports in general, right? And does it feel good to get off that schneid a little bit?
So, yes, I went to last week with the Toronto game and was really concerned about how we looked in that game, and to kind of not necessarily get the monkey out of the back. We got to come back and finish our business. But I really think that getting the win tonight was a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I mean, coming in and seeing the lineup, and you see Miggy starting. Definitely a bit of a risk from Tata. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to go for it, I guess. And he comes off at the half, which, I think hopefully it's not from injury. It seems like reports are not. So, I mean, but Miggy, yeah, he had a goal disallowed, but, I mean, he was just in control of the game.
I mean, he is the guy who makes us tick. He's the guy who, is the guy for us who creates chances and does everything. And we missed him a lot in that Toronto game, and today it showed. And from what I've heard, read about it so far, they agreed on 45 minutes, and I actually agree with it because, you're trying to go out there, get a quick one goal, and then you knew we were going to sit behind and try to counter. And as long as he's fine, we're fine with it. I'd be more worried about Viaba at this point, but Miggy, the guy who he makes us take. So we need him back and fully fit for that, whether we play Red Bulls or Columbus. So take precautions right now.
Yeah. Thoughts on Miggy?
He had a great game tonight. It's only 45 minutes, only a half, but I thought you could see what he did when he stepped on the pitch. It's such a massive difference. And we're lucky to have him, and
well, yeah,
forever.
No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
I know, but please.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, if he leaves, we're going to find a replacement. I think it's just how the MO is gonna be with the front office. But yeah.
I feel like the bigger picture of this game, though, I will say, is the second half performance from us. To be very honest, if you look back at it, New York really didn't have a clear-cut chance. They never really worried us. It wasn't like Guzan had to pull off a couple of one-on-ones. We looked in control, and these are things that when you need to dig out a result, if you can do it, this is a mark of a championship team. So, and this has always been the question about this team. Can they get a result when they want to? So, there was positive signs on that side, too.
And I feel like you shouldn't discount the fact that, it is a short pitch. It is the turf that they laid. It's all these things. And, we went out. We got 1-0. We did what we needed to do, and we're coming back, and hopefully we can take care of business.
So in terms of the difference between NYCFC and Toronto last week, I mean, where we had a lot of, some pitch issues, some fitness issues, whatnot, was Miggy really the deciding factor, or was it something else?
I mean, you could see the energy change in the midfield. In that Toronto game, we really tried to, but we couldn't play the ball through the midfield. And this game, the moment Miggy was starting, you saw that was what was going to happen. And we basically dominated the midfield for 45 minutes. So that would be my take on that. Because, he was a big difference between those two games.
I think it's not just Miggy. It's also, Greg Garza going in and being I'm going to be the starter and ready to play and all that. And just, having our first choice team, I think, makes a big difference. And I don't want to say that we looked over Toronto, and we shouldn't have, but
I mean, there seemed like a lot of a very different energy to this team as compared to that for me was the biggest difference. When we normally get overrun in the midfield, you still see the energy. That Toronto game, it was completely missing. So yeah, whether it was Miggy or whether it was some tactical issues that we had in that game due to fitness or wherever. So I think we sorted that out, and hopefully it is positive signs that are for the future.
some fans would say, is it too little too late in one regard where we had one of the best chances to win a first trophy and, we maybe squandered that chance?
So, you can't get away from the fact that we had a chance to win a game and didn't, and that's all we need to do to win Supporter Shield. But at the same time, I feel like we went into the game, we had some, I don't want to say unlucky, but we went down and we played that game like we needed to win and got exposed. And so sometimes that happens. So I really wish you could have won that game, but it is what it is. You got to get over it and keep going.
I mean, ultimately, if in the beginning of the season you gave me a choice between picking between the Supporter Shield and the MLS Cup, we'd all pick the MLS Cup. So that dream's still alive, and that's what we had to concentrate on. And the monkey, we took the first monkey off the back, getting our first ever playoff win. It was away. So now let's keep going. I think if the team starts rolling again, there are very few teams that can compete with us. So I hope going forward, there's more positivity instead of just sitting back on a result, because that's not our game. So when we try to play that game, some of the players look out of position. So, we'll still take the result, but I hope we smash them here, to be very honest with you. They smashed us the first game we played there 3-1. I hope we can score a couple of goals and just sit back and relax and watch but good football. And I was also worried about a red card, to be very honest with you. It got feisty at one point, and so I'm glad that no one got sent off, and it was a clean game. No one really
concerned about Remedi. He had that yellow card real early. He had not a great foul early in the first half, and for him to manage the game, that's what you got to do.
Especially in his position where there's going to be chances galore around him, and he
make the right tackle at the right time. So that kudos to him.
Yeah. Now, so going into the Bends now, what do we have to do to secure a result to move on? What do we need to do?
I mean, as fans, we need to turn up and make it the Mercedes-Benz we all know it to be. It's not a Yankee Stadium. It's not a baseball pitch that we play on. We play in a proper stadium, and there'll be 70,000+ people out there to support them. So let them know, and if we want to be known for the largest attendance, we have to produce that kind of an atmosphere. So as far as I'm concerned, we're all going to go there, and we believe that we can win, and the fans just have to turn up for 90 minutes. And it should be hopefully an easy game, but second legs, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, it could be really just a shootout, which would actually probably favor us. But what does the team need to do in order to secure the result?
They just need to go out there and play the game. I feel like you go out there, we do what we've done all year at the Bends. I think we'll be fine. I feel like we're a strong team. No disrespect to NYCFC. You go, you respect every opponent, but I feel like we're a better team, and we should show that, and we go out there, play our game, and I think we do just fine.